It is 3 o'clock in the morning. I guess Erin decided to start her day early today.
Well, at least she's happy. But man, it's going to be a rough day with such little sleep. You'd think we'd be heading to a theme park with that level of excitement.
In my personal opinion, the only reason to be up this early is if we are actually headed to a theme park.
Well, we may not be headed to a theme park, but I do know a way that we could wake up and get a little piece of that theme park magic here in our living room.
Dress Erin up as a wizard and pretend like we're riding on Forbidden Journey?
No.
Sing It's a Pirate's Life for me and splash water on our faces?
What? Never mind. We should brew a pot of Expedition Roasters coffee.
Oh, that's a much more sensible idea. I guess I'm too tired to think straight. What flavor should we make?
I'm thinking that maybe we could try their newest flavor, Wonderland Coffee Crumb Cake.
Oh, that flavor sounds really good. Or we could brew Fortune and Glory Bourbon Streusel. Or Enchanted Tiki Coconut.
Honestly, I'm so tired. I have a feeling that we're going to have multiple cups, so let's brew them all.
Uh-oh. Sounds like Erin requires our immediate attention, if you know what I mean. Want to take this one, Daddy?
What was that? I think I hear the kettle boiling already. I'm going to go grab that and make the coffee, okay?
But the kettle wasn't even on. Oh, well. As long as he comes back with a cup of Expedition Roasters, I really don't care. Come on, Erin. Let's go take care of business. Start your expedition today at expeditionroasters.com and use coupon code DUO15 to save 15% off your first purchase of Expedition Roasters themed coffees, shirts, and mugs. You can even get an art print of your favorite bag design. Brew your happy place. Expedition Roasters, an adventure in every bag.
Hi, and welcome to the Theme Park Duo podcast. Grab your park map, churro, and hop in line with us as we take you on a coast-to-coast adventure through the world of theme parks, haunts, conventions, and more. Now, here's your hosts, Nikki and Gabriel.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Theme Park Duo podcast. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Gabe.
And we are
the Theme Park Duo. You were very deliberate in how you pronounced the show.
Yeah, I enunciate.
You enunciated very, very well. I am proud of you.
Thank you.
The speech therapy classes are really going well. You're not taking any, are you?
No.
You just look into the mirror every day going, how now, brown cow? How now, brown cow?
How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow?
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
You messed it up, but that was close enough.
I did mess it up.
It was close enough. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you for dealing with our craziness on an episode basis. We have some fun stuff coming up for us. We're gonna be heading out to Disneyland tomorrow for the last trip of our 3-day
SoCal Pass
thing that we have. So we're excited and we're sad.
Yeah.
There's only a few things that could keep us excited through all of that sadness of leaving, and that's actually Disneyland, which is a weird catch-22. Anyway, we have a really fun topic today for the episode. We're going to be talking about theme park unpopular opinions. So I put out the question on Twitter. I said that backwards. Unpopular theme park opinions. I put it out on Twitter. I said, if you guys have any unpopular opinions, please share it. We're not going to share who said it, but we're definitely going to say what people said.
And people were very eager to share.
I opened Pandora's box.
Yeah, you did.
I really did. And I was shocked at how many people came out of the woodwork to share their opinions. I think everybody just likes being heard.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm glad I got such a variety of opinions.
Uh-huh.
So, we'll see if we agree or disagree. I never actually I didn't make a list of our own.
No, but I'm sure we can think of a few, and I'm sure we agree with a few.
Oh, I 100% agree with some of the stuff.
Yeah,
that's on
I read through a few of them too, and I definitely agree with some, and don't agree with others, or some I just don't even know about because they're Walt Disney World, or
Well, you know some of it. You have knowledge. I know a little bit more, I think, but you still have a knowledge of most of it. So, before that, we're gonna jump into some haunting headlines. So, Midsummer Scream is quickly approaching, and we're getting tidbits of news every now and again about what we can expect from this year's highly anticipated event.
Uh-huh.
Are you jazzed?
I'm super jazzed.
We're gonna bring Erin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dress her up.
Yeah. I need to start thinking
I don't know
about
what I'm gonna
outfits.
dress her up as. I'm trying to think of something funny and stupid. Just pumpkin and just roll her down the aisles.
Just a pumpkin, yeah.
Just a pumpkin, just walk around, waddle back and forth.
She won't be able to walk by then.
The vines
maybe
can be
she
the
would.
leash.
Maybe she'll be walking. Some babies walk at 9 months. Mm-hmm. She's already crawling like a maniac.
And she's already standing up.
She's trying to. She does pull herself up to standing. Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe there'll be a cute pumpkin waddling around.
Train our pumpkin to walk.
Yeah.
Anyway, some of the latest news to be coming out of Midsummer Scream is one of the panels that's going to be there, and this one revolves around drinks.
That's one of my favorite things.
What kind of drink you like?
Tequila drink.
Oh, I was thinking just like, water, the necessity of life. But, alcohol works too.
You were referring to alcohol. You knew I knew you were
I was setting you up for failure.
Oh, I know.
I do that a lot.
Give me a shot.
I don't have any.
Tequila.
We don't have any tequila.
We have some.
No, we don't. We drank it all.
Darn.
Anyway, moving on past Nikki's problems. I'm just joking. You don't have problems.
No, I don't.
Awkward.
I have you.
Awkward.
I have you.
Yeah, I am your problem.
Yes.
100% I am your problem. Anyway,
carrying on the theme from last episode of Gabe annoying Nikki.
That's all the time forever. Literally all the time forever. There's no stopping that. Anyway, moving on. So we have a little press release here from Midsummer Scream to tell you a little bit about this awesome panel. So, if you're a fan of spirits and the kind that come crafted in a glass, you're in for a serious treat. Midsummer Scream, the world's largest Halloween and horror fan convention, will host a panel presentation featuring the most sinister bars and breweries on the West Coast. On Saturday, August 3rd, spooky and strange themed bars of California will take a detailed look at 5 very unique establishments found in Los Angeles and Orange County, along with their creators. This intoxicating presentation will feature Laura Hanneman from The Cauldron, Ryan Hughes from The Fourth Horseman, Martin Swab from Phantom Carriage, Zach Neal from Beetle House LA, and Brian Davis from the Lost Spirits Distillery. Midsummer Scream creative director Rick West will moderate. Why am I not shocked by that news? That should be like the bottom of it, because it's like, of course, who else is going to do that? Nobody else knows more about these places than he does.
Yeah, there literally could be no other moderator.
Yeah, seriously, 100% agree. If they don't all have drinks in their hands, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Or at least their water in like tiki cups, or like just something fun.
Something themed.
Yeah.
During the presentation, the concept, inspiration, and challenges behind each company will be explored as Midsummer Scream guests are given a unique insider's look at what it takes to create a successful themed bar in California, a region with some of the hottest lounges and notable taverns in the world. This is one happy hour you won't want to miss.
Woo.
See, this is something that I find so incredibly fun about Midsummer Scream, is that they, year after year, are continuing to think of unique ideas that are outside of the box of what you could even have expected from a Halloween convention, if you will.
Yeah, no, this is a perfectly fitting panel and so fun, and one I never would have thought of, I mean, this is one that I could find myself going to, because you know how much I appreciate going to bars that aren't just a bar. Oh, we love themed bars.
Yeah, I mean, like right down the street, actually kind of sad, there's a bar not too far away from us called the Good Luck Bar, which was almost like an Asian, like almost opium den style bar, but it's actually closing, which is really sad, because it was actually a really well designed bar, really, really nice. So I appreciate whenever we visit a place like that, and now that I know a few more places, because those are a couple things that I haven't even heard of.
Yeah.
And I'm actually very curious to know what goes into that kind of stuff, because, me, I'm just interested in the details.
Yeah, definitely.
So you'll definitely, hopefully, will catch us at one of these. Depends on what's going on.
Yeah.
Don't know what the schedule is yet. Also, do not know the schedule of our child. She could poop her pants right there and then.
She could. Yeah.
Like, theme bar this.
We this year we're coming to Midsummer Scream with a ticking time bomb of uncertainty.
There's a ticking time bomb every 3 hours, and then the uncertainty ticking time bomb. So
Yeah.
there's multiple ticking time bombs within one child.
She's also very loud and excitable. She screams. She screams of happiness.
Whoa, that infant loves alcohol. Who wants a shot? Just joking. We don't give her any of that.
Yeah, no.
Just joking.
All for
Serious
me.
joke. All fun and games.
All for me.
All for you? What
All the
about me?
alcohol for me.
What about me?
You can have some.
Like, what's some?
Some.
We'll have a discussion later about the equal dividings of the alcohol.
Who are we kidding? I drink like once a month now.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, so do I, for that matter.
I had canned wine.
Are you bragging?
No. I'm just putting it out there. That's how little I drink. I saw a can of wine and I was like, that's
That'll be
economical.
fine.
Yeah.
That'll do.
By the way, Trader Joe's now carries canned wine. There you go.
We are now the Canned Wine Podcast. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
I am Sauvignon Blanc.
I don't know what I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, moving on. That brings Haunting Headlines to a close. And before we get to our main topic, we have one more thing we'd like to discuss.
Yeah, we're going right into a trip report of Calico,
Calico
River,
River
Rapids.
Rapids.
Gabe got to go without me, but that's okay. And
Do I sense jealousy?
no, it's a water ride.
We're going on Sunday.
Yeah, no, we'll be fine. But technically the day this podcast airs, we went yesterday. But
Yes.
yes, we went on.
Time is a tricky thing.
But yeah, so Gabe got to go to the opening media event for Calico River Rapids. So he got to ride the ride several times, right?
5 times.
5 times.
5 times, yeah. So we were invited by Knott's Berry Farm to go check out the attraction and get to experience it, take photos and videos, and kind of just write reviews of the actual attraction itself. And, going into it, I knew that it was going to be the same layout.
Yeah.
100% knew it was going to be the same layout. They weren't going to change anything. It was really about making it fit better within the world of
Ghost Town.
and Calico.
Calico, yeah.
And they did a fantastic job. We have a couple interviews that we're going to be playing here on the show. We have one with the VP of Entertainment, Ken Parks, and we also have one with Garner Holt, who is the owner and creator of Garner Holt Productions, who created all the wonderful animatronics in Calico River Rapids and also the log ride and mine ride. So they've had a little bit of a history here at Knott's. But you could tell that all these people truly kind of care about the history of Knott's Berry Farm and building that into this attraction. They did a really, really good job of making it feel cohesive and making it feel like it's been there for a while, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. One of my favorite parts it is the TNT things where you press down and it shoots water up on the people in the rafts from off to the side. Yeah.
That's one of the finer details that I feel like could easily be overlooked. And it's the interaction of guests who don't necessarily want to go on a water ride, but still want to have a little part of the fun.
Yeah, if half of their party went on the ride and they're waiting, they're eagerly waiting at that point, like, waiting for their friends to come by so they can get them wet with the water.
Yeah, and also a fun part of that is sometimes, if you're unlucky, it could backfire. And it'll spray you with water.
Really?
But at least it won't be as bad as if you had went on the ride itself. Which, that is Russian roulette. You have no idea if you're going to get it or not.
What I love is Park Journey put a video up, and Greg from Park Journey and you are in a raft with Greg's son, and you can tell that the video is compiled of multiple ride-throughs because you and Greg both go from poncho, no poncho, poncho, no poncho, and it's really funny.
Yeah, and actually that footage is actually combined from my GoPro and his GoPro, so we're going to be putting up a YouTube video as well. That's a combination of both as well, because we didn't get to do like a POV version of the attraction, so basically we kind of created our own POV.
Well, POV is also hard on a spinny.
Yeah,
ride.
I know. What I was saying was like, why do I want to look at myself on the video going on the attraction? I want to see everything kind of as much as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why we put it on our head and we also put it on our wrist.
Yeah. No, it worked out.
Mm-hmm. But I was really, really impressed with how much work they put into this attraction to make it truly fit within the land now. Lots of animatronics, more than I actually was kind of expecting. You know, anything ranging from really big to more minimal things. But even the detailed smaller things are kind of what make a difference. And as well as the line, you know, they didn't just leave those weird like awnings that were there. They built a full cabin.
Yeah.
It's a full cabin with, you know, beds and shelves, and it looks like somebody lived in that cabin or is living in that cabin near the quote river.
That's
you know?
cool.
And for all intents and purposes, it is a place where someone lives, and I'm assuming, based on the story revolving around the attraction now, it's John Potts and John Coulter, who are the new characters they've created for the attraction itself. So those characters are now living within the world of Calico, and you'll see them at Ghost Town Alive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So actually, I think this is going to be a really good spot to jump into our interview with Ken Parks, because he touches upon a little bit about those characters and just the development of the attraction itself.
Okay.
It's Gabe again, and I'm standing here with Ken Parks, who is the VP of Entertainment here at Knott's Berry Farm. How are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you? It's a pleasure to see you again.
Yeah, of course.
Good to see you.
We just had a very long conversation about our children.
Yes, we did. Which is really the most important thing anyway.
Ultimately, above everything else.
Absolutely.
So, but here we're talking about Calico River Rapids, the brand new attraction that you guys opened up today, the re-theme of Bigfoot Rapids. When was the thought placed in your guys' head first when you started thinking about re-theming the attraction?
Well, we knew we wanted to create another family attraction that would possibly connect to the mine ride and the log ride and kind of help connect the back half of the park to the Ghost Town area. And so we thought, well, what would happen in Ghost Town if more settlers came? They would expand west. So we have Potts and Coulter, who have now opened this rafting company, and we've cast you in the role of a settler, and so you're going to head down the river and find a piece of land. And, it came for me, I went on Bigfoot Rapids the year it opened, and I was so obsessed with Bigfoot at the time. I was scared by him, and then also, because I lived near the Sequoias, so everybody had a Bigfoot story, and I was just convinced we're going to go camping one of these times.
He's going to come get you.
Bigfoot's going to get us. So I went on the attraction as a kid, and you never saw Bigfoot. I was always so disappointed. And so the real inspiration is that, and the real story is that eventually what happens for theme park geeks, they grow up, and then somebody fortunately puts them in charge, and they get to right all of the wrongs that never existed when they were a kid. So that's we knew we wanted to do something that the whole family could do. We had an attraction that had lost its theme and story. It had very little, it was a pretty light story to begin with. It was really all kind of told in the queue, but it lost all of that. And we thought that was a great opportunity to kind of set that, with Bigfoot Rapids, you never knew where it was set. You didn't know it was in the 1800s. You kind of thought, well, could it be modern? And actually, when you would walk the queue, it was a group of modern Bigfoot hunters. So it was definitely out of the Ghost Town story. So we brought it in this way and set it in the 1800s, and you experience what you might experience heading down into a wilderness area looking for a place to settle.
And I think
you get to see Sasquatch finally.
Yes, yeah. Finally. Yeah. But that's the thing, is that you mentioned being theme park geeks and fixing it. I think you could clearly see that you guys care about the attraction when you go on it now and seeing, all the new trees, all the animatronics, even something as minimal as the noises that are coming from, the forest that is around you. Yeah. You've created something that is a lot more cohesive than it used to be. Yeah. And I think it's a wonderful addition. What was the hardest part of creating this new addition to Calico?
Well, I think it's always, it's a blank piece of paper, so it's always sitting down there. And then once the idea of, well, what would happen and who would we encounter if we really wanted to go past Ghost Town, we looked at, Walter Knott had always included historical figures into Ghost Town, as well as they had these characters that had been sort of created or organically sprung up from people who lived on the farm. And so we thought, well, if we do something, we've got to have it be a tribute to that, right? We have to kind of follow in Walter Knott's footsteps and create these historical characters, but give them their own kind of story. So that's where Potts and Coulter are real explorers who traveled with Lewis and Clark. We don't get a book report of their story, but this is something that could have happened for them if they had made their way to Calico after they had explored the West. And so I think that's the inspiration for it, and that's there certainly is a love for it. We've been put in charge of somebody's passion project. Ghost Town is Walter Knott's passion project. It's the heart of the park, and we want to make sure that we honor that, but also make something new and fun for families to kind of create new memories as well.
So Potts and Coulter are now permanent residents of Calico.
They are. Yeah, they're not going away. And they in Ghost Town Alive this year, what happens is those citizens have never dealt with celebrities in their midst, so that kind of messes with them a little bit. And then what happens is, because we have all of these settlers coming west, the cavalry comes and comes to town for the first time and says, we're thinking about building a fort here, but we're not sure. We'll need to do an inspection and make sure that this is the right place to build. And of course, the poor citizens of Calico, they have a bank that gets robbed daily. They have known outlaw. They have a bank guard who is released from jail that very day for robbing the bank. And so they don't have the best track record. And so that also sends them into another frenzy of how do we make sure that we get a fort built here.
And lastly, question before I let you go. What is your favorite part of the attraction now?
Well, I love all of the animatronics. I think the thing that I love the most is that there's a story in that I feel like that it takes you somewhere. Like you go on the ride and all of a sudden you forget, hey, I'm actually in a former farm theme park in Buena Park. Right? Yeah.
So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
You've had a wonderful new attraction, and I can't wait for everyone to experience it.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
So apparently these two are, like, quote, celebrities to everybody else in Calico, and they don't know what to do with it. So I'm actually really interested to see how the storyline kind of unfolds in Ghost Town Alive now that these two new characters are being introduced, and kind of how everything kind of evolves. I'm really interested. Really, really interested.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. Add some new characters to the mix and see how the story changes.
See, that's what I really like about the direction that Knott's Berry Farm has been going with their attractions, is that it isn't just a ride. It isn't just a theme. They go past that, and I appreciate it because there's a level of immersion and a level of depth that you don't necessarily get at a lot of places.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're looking at, Disneyland building Galaxy's Edge, and there's a lot of immersion there with, the rides and coming off, and whether or not you're damaged the Millennium Falcon, and people will treat you differently based on your experience there.
It's different, though.
But it's a little bit different.
It's different because it's based on a franchise. It's Star Wars.
It's
people are inherently disconnected from it. But Calico is organic.
You don't say, ooh, Calico.
Oh, Calico.
You say, oh, Star Wars.
Yeah, you don't say, oh, Calico from that movie, oh, A, B, and C, I know all these characters from. No, they're characters from Knott's Berry Farm, These aren't Star Wars characters from Disneyland. They're Star Wars characters from the movie that you're seeing at Disneyland. It's different.
And it makes it feel much more organic. It makes it feel that much more real.
Yeah.
When you go and or you interact with these characters that are living there.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of my favorite parts about the experience that we had going on the attraction, was that when we walked into the park, they had all the Ghost Town Alive characters there, like meeting us and greeting us. Like the town was just hustling and bustling as if nothing changed.
Yeah.
As if from last year's Ghost Town Alive to now is just the next day, another day in the life of living in Calico.
Yeah, that's the way it always goes, and it's so fun.
Yeah, they walked us into the attraction, and even going on the attraction, we'll see, because the path of the actual attraction goes right next to the pathway that's across the way from Pony Express.
Yeah.
Which is going towards where all the plungers are. You know, there was one townsfolk that was like, no, go back the other way. It's dangerous going that way. People are trying to blow you up. You need to go the other way. And he's really trying to get you, like, he's really trying to want you to go the other way. And then it's too late. You get there and people are doing the plungers and water spraying up all over your head and stuff. And you see some of the townsfolk, like, running over there and doing the plungers themselves. Because they're just getting in on the fun and they're wanting to, you know, have fun with everybody who's experiencing this together, and even getting off of the attraction itself. And the character who was trying to warn us, he was like, I'm gonna try to get some oars. I'm gonna get some oars to just hand out to people so they could go back upriver because they're trying to blow them up. And he's just like so distraught about what the other characters are trying to do and blowing people up. And just, that was something like me and Greg were talking about. We were talking about on the ride. We really hope they do that during Ghost Town Alive.
Oh, I bet they will.
Like, now that whole area is really well themed. I mean, it's weird. Like, it's right next to Pony Express, which is still themed, but it feels kind of out of place. I really hope they go back in that area so that they're able to interact with guests like that, because it makes so much of a difference when you're on the attraction and a character is yelling at you about blowing up.
They probably will. Maybe not all the time, but I'm sure they'll venture over there every once in a while.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I truly think that Calico River Rapids is a really great addition to the park.
Yeah.
And I think what brings a lot of value to it, because before with Bigfoot Rapids, it kind of was not themed. It was themed, loosely themed, but
very
you know,
loosely.
You lose the story and there really wasn't much to it.
Yeah.
And above and beyond all of it, it was called Bigfoot Rapids with no Bigfoot.
But there's a Bigfoot now.
Now there's a Bigfoot, Appalachian Yeti, skunk ape.
Yeah.
You know, whatever you want to call it. And
Sasquatch.
Hey, Animal Kingdom, we got a working Yeti. It's much smaller.
Yeah, very much smaller.
It works, and it's not a disco Yeti. No, it's the incorporation of all the animatronics that I was mentioning before. It really brings a new value to the attraction and makes it a little bit more interesting than just the simple raft ride, and building on top of that with story. And I think this is a good spot to kind of go to our interview with Garner Holt, who talks a little bit more about the development of the animatronics for the attraction.
Okay.
Hey, so this is Gabe here, and I'm standing with Garner Holt, who did all the wonderful animatronics on the Calico River Rapids ride. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm excellent. How about you?
I'm wet. I'm wet from the ride. I got soaked. I forgot to put my poncho on, and it was a major mistake.
I've been on it twice today, and I'm just getting dried out.
I've seen a lot of people walking off, and it's just from the shoes.
But I'm going to go on it again because now it's getting dark, and you know it's like a different ride at night. It's great in the daytime, but you got to go on it again after dark because it's with all the lighting, everything. It's like a different attraction. It's really cool.
So when you're designing the animatronics for the attraction, do you have that kind of stuff in mind when they're kind of going through the processes?
Oh, sure, yeah. We develop, we put a lot of effort into developing the character concepts and the vignettes and how they're shown and what they're doing. And, we try to make it interesting both day and night and, for everybody.
So when you're in that development process, creating all these wonderful animals for the experience and people, because there's one person there shooting a gun at you.
Yeah.
Is there any difference between creating something that is outside, like on this raft ride, or something that is inside, like the log ride or mine ride?
Oh yeah, there's a big difference because and we've got a lot of experience in theme parks. I mean, we've worked for all the biggies in 32 different countries, and we've learned a lot. And we've had figures in every condition environmentally. We've got some that work in snow. We've got some that are underwater. Like the Nemo ride at Disneyland, so we're used to having them. So we protect them. We build them out of stainless and mechanical parts that are very weather resistant and the UV resistant paint and that type of thing. I mean, it's literally like car paint in a sense. I mean, painting your car, So we put a lot of effort into making sure they'll stay durable in the weather,
And how hard is it to create these animatronics that fit within the style of Calico, since there's two other attractions which you've worked on that have a specific tone and style?
Yeah.
Is it difficult to kind of match that from ride to ride?
No, it's not difficult. You just need to be very cognizant of it. You need to be able to make sure that the continuity stays the same. You know, all of Calico to us is a community, and it's a living community. There are people that live here. They work in the mine. They work in the logging community. And this river is the outskirts of Calico, and it was the river that Potts and Coulter, the explorers, came down to actually find this area and start, breaking up pieces of land. And so these are a lot of the animals and critters and other things that you might see if you were an explorer. And they all part of the community. They all, the trapper who you mentioned, who has a loose trigger finger that is not really happy about you discovering his area. You'll notice he looks like a lot of the people in the other attractions because they all are the same people. And so you go down this raft ride, you encounter a lot of great critters, a lot of dangerous critters. And legend has it that there's a character that lives up in the mountains, and I think it's been around for hundreds of years. They call it Bigfoot or the skunk ape, and sometimes if you're really careful, you might be lucky enough or unlucky enough to cross its path in this attraction. So I won't say any more, but he's not a very happy guy when you run into him.
So are there limitations that you guys have when you design something like this, since it has a lot of water elements in and surrounding it and you're dealing with electronics?
Sure, yeah. We take all that into consideration. We have to make sure everything works and lasts, in rainstorms or there's water splashing on it. I noticed there are a couple of characters getting splashed on out there, and they look like they're holding up pretty good. Better than I do getting splashed on, so I don't know.
Yeah, I was literally about to say, they're doing way better than I do, so that means you're doing something right.
Yeah.
And do you have a favorite character that you designed for the attraction?
I like the bear with the fish. I think that little thing, I've seen a picture of him that was taken in the sunlight coming down that little waterfall with the fish in his mouth. And it looked like a real bear, it's far from a real bear. So it was really neat to see that. I think it really kind of captures the realism of the whole ride.
Well, all the additions of the animatronics really have brought this ride together and really have created a cohesive experience in Calico. Mm-hmm. So thank you very much for your time, and I'm excited to ride it over and over again and experience all the wonderful additions.
I'm sure happy you enjoy it, and we look forward to having you see it again, and look forward to everybody coming out and seeing it. It's just a wonderful new attraction. It's like, it's better than new, and we're very proud of it. Very proud to have worked on all of these great things for Knott's, and I'm sure there's much more to come. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's cool that you could go on Mine Ride, Log Ride, and Calico River Rapids now, and it all feels like the same people from each one.
Yeah.
And that helps that Garner was the person to work on all three of those attractions, because he's able to bring a level of detail to these characters to make them feel like they're all from the same place.
Yeah, it's all very uniform. It's very good.
So overall, I really had a lot of fun. And you know me, I hate water rides.
You do.
I hate getting the squishy.
I can never get you to go on a raft ride.
Yeah, it's not fun. I hate getting wet like that. But this was worth it to me because I was able to experience more than just the fear of getting wet. The animatronics and the storyline and everything else was kind of distracting me from the impending doom.
Yeah, you can always wear a poncho. I think if I went on, I would wear a poncho.
I'm not going to spend $5.
I will.
I'm going to spend $5 on a poncho.
I'm past the days that I'm willing to walk through the rest of the park soaking wet.
Depends on how hot it is.
That's true. If it's like 100. Then...
See, the thing is that on a hot summer night,
dry almost
on a hot summer night, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a daytime ride, because they lit it beautifully for nighttime. Uh-huh. So it makes you want to go on at night and experience it, because it almost feels like a different attraction at that point.
Yeah.
There's some really interesting points along the pathway, which you get to experience on the ride, but you get to just kind of experience it slowly when you're going in the line. Just take it in. It's gorgeous. It's in the cave where you kind of just pass by the skunk ape is bright white lights with fog coming out of it. Super foreboding. Super scurry. Anyway, huge thumbs up from me. I highly recommend that if you love raft rides, you go check out this brand new one that opened up at Knott's Berry Farm, Calico River Rapids. Had a lot of fun.
Good.
And I had my fill of boysenberry foods.
Yes, you did, because they fed you. I'm more jealous about that than the ride.
I brought you back lemon bars.
Yeah, lemon bars. It's not boysenberry.
I'm sorry. We're going to be there yesterday.
Yes. We
Time
will.
is weird.
I'll get a treat. Maybe I'll get a cookie witch.
Ooh, cookie witches are good. If you don't know what a cookie witch is, it's 2 giant cookies with boysenberry soft serve in the middle,
Rolled
and then
in chocolate
rolled in chocolate chips.
I want one.
It's amazing, but it also will give you sugar beaties.
No.
I got the sugar beaties.
No, you just...
I got diabetes.
You just make it like a lunch.
That was when Wilford
it-
Brimley.
Just make it your like whole lunch. Just don't.
My dad's got sugar beaties.
It's not a dessert. It's just lunch. It's a meal replacement.
It's a meal replacement. It's like Soylent
That makes it
or
healthy.
Muscle Milk, but Cookie Witch. Anyway, moving on past the Cookie Witch, let's jump into our main segment of the episode, which is all about unpopular theme park opinions. There is a trend in the responses that we got, though.
Yeah.
Most of them are Disney.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And I don't know if that's just the amount of people who follow us on Twitter, or if more people feel much more opinionated when it comes to Disney
I
stuff.
think it's
have no
that.
idea.
I think it's that one. Well, I think overall there are a lot more Disney fans out there, than like Six Flags fans or Knott's fans or even Universal fans.
Yeah. True. So let's not waste any time and get into some of these, and we'll say whether we agree. I think you'll know when we disagree because we're probably going to gasp.
And then we'll put in a few of our own too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First one up.
Yeah.
Fantasmic, as classic and wonderful as it is inappropriate placed within Frontierland. I don't disagree.
I don't disagree, but there's no other place for it.
No, there's no other place for it, but it is very randomly placed on Tom Sawyer's Island.
It's half Frontierland, half New Orleans Square.
That is true, though, because it really is right in front of Pirates, and then Tom Sawyer's Island is part of Frontierland, technically.
Yeah.
So, don't disagree, but also where are you going to do it?
Where else are you going to put it? Yeah.
This next one's going to make you really upset.
What?
You're going to cry. You might leave. You might quit. I don't know any of those.
Just tell me.
Dump Waterworld for a new Harry Potter.
Oh,
stuff.
I read that. I almost responded via Twitter. I almost did, as myself, not as Theme Park Duo. I almost put, "How dare you!"
Clearly, we disagree. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a huge plot. It's a huge plot of land.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna think it.
No.
We're not even allowed to think.
Don't
it.
even think about it. What shows would be left if you got rid of Waterworld?
Special effects show.
Boring if you've seen it once.
I don't know. Watching that astronaut flip upside down is pretty damn funny.
It's boring after you see it the first time. And then the
Animal
animal
actors?
actors, yeah, that also. I can only see a bird take $5 bills out of someone's hand.
Frog Choir.
That's hardly a show.
It is a show.
No.
Is it
it's
on a
something
stage?
you happen upon.
Is it on a stage?
Is it something that you queue up for and then sit down? No, you happen upon it.
It doesn't necessarily have to mean that you queue up to see it to make it a show.
Okay, stop riling me up. You know I'm right.
They're gonna tell me to stop placing my hand like this. I don't know why I'm covering my mouth. We're on an audio show.
Yeah, I don't know. Why do you always describe your gestures? Because we're on an audio
Because I want people to know what I'm doing.
If you don't say anything, people will never
Half
even
of my
know.
personality is in my hands.
That's a very weird statement.
So anyway.
Yeah, let's just not even indulge that
thought.
No.
Next.
Very unpopular.
Animal Kingdom is the best Disney park by a landslide. Paradise Pier was fantastic and shouldn't have been changed to Pixar. California Adventure as a whole is a very well themed and super fun, and Twisted Cyclone at Six Flags Over Georgia is an incredible roller coaster. So let's take this one by one because it was
That's
one
a
giant.
lot.
It was one giant.
And
bang.
that's more than just Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom is the best Disney park by a landslide. So we can't. It's hard to have an opinion because we haven't visited every Disney park, but we do have an opinion on Animal Kingdom because we visited it. As a whole, I enjoyed Epcot more, but does my personal opinion mean that Epcot is better than Animal Kingdom?
No.
I do think that Animal Kingdom is better than Epcot if you're looking at it from a design standpoint and a cohesive standpoint of thematics.
I think
and also just the state of the park at the moment.
I think I agree.
Do you think Animal Kingdom is better than Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom?
I think Animal Kingdom is
And
definitely better.
Disneyland.
I think
And California Adventure.
I think that Animal Kingdom is better than California Adventure, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios. I don't think it's better than Magic Kingdom or Disneyland.
Because this says Disney Park,
Yeah.
not just Walt Disney World.
Yeah,
So,
no, I understand.
I think I agree with you.
Yeah.
I like Epcot more, but I do think it's a better theme park than Epcot.
Yeah, I agree. I like Epcot more, but Animal Kingdom is a better park.
Yeah. The next one, Paradise Pier, was fantastic and should have never been changed to Pixar.
Well, we know
Preach
Gabe
it.
Gabe
Preach.
agrees.
Preach it.
I don't mind the change.
Well, you're wrong. I don't like it. It should burn.
No.
Just
that's harsh.
burn.
That's harsh.
Just straight burn. Want to watch it melt. All the Woody and Buzz and Jesse figures just melt
Oh, no.
to the ground. Cooker, num num cooker,
Num num
cooker.
cooker.
California Adventure, as a whole, is a very very well themed and super fun. I don't agree that it's well themed because
It's not well themed.
sporadic and all over the place.
It's a hodgepodge.
It's a hodgepodge
Yeah.
of stuff, but I agree that it is super fun, and I think people overlook it because it had a bad reputation before,
Yeah.
but it has gotten significantly better.
We kind of prefer a day at California Adventure to Disneyland now because it's a little less stressful. We're more relaxed when we're at California Adventure. I mean, we love Disneyland for like the classic aspect of it, but you have to admit we're a little bit more relaxed and laid back when we're at California Adventure. And I do not agree with their saying that it's like a cohesive park, but I think it's getting there.
It's getting there.
I
It's
think-
getting better.
I think when they add all this new stuff,
the Marvel stuff
all the Marvel stuff, I think that'll help. But still, it's
and whatever they're gonna do
but
to
then
the rest
still,
of the
it's-
Hollywood backlot area,
but then it's still like
Hollywood Land or whatever it is.
Yeah, but then it's still like that weird Monsters Inc.
Yeah, that's so random. Why is that
area,
there?
and then there's the Hyperion, and then there's going to be the Marvel area, then Cars Land, then Pixar Pier,
and then PhilharMagic now.
It is still very hodgepodge. It's getting better, but still hodgepodge.
It's very very very.
And then that whole
Very
wharf area
hodgepodge.
where Ghirardelli is,
It's awkward.
it's weird. Yeah.
Awkward. Next one. Universal Orlando is more fun than Walt Disney World. That is a big statement. And I'm having a hard time. I'm having a real hard time with this
I read that one earlier today, and I am also having a very hard time with it because
It was our honeymoon for Walt Disney World, and we did a whole bunch of crap that a lot of people don't normally do on a normal vacation.
I would say a normal trip, I'd have to agree. With our age range. With our age range. If you're bringing a kid under 10, Disneyland's better. Or
Yeah.
Walt Disney World is better. Before our age range, with the rides and the Harry Potter nerdiness,
But Haunted Mansion.
just
I'm
hop
so
over.
torn.
Just hop over and go on the Haunted Mansion one.
No. Ugh.
Well, anyway.
I have to agree. As a whole, particularly for what you said, for our age range and kind of rides that we go on more often, Universal Orlando probably would take the cake.
And Universal Orlando is 2 parks within walking distance of each other.
Not a bus ride.
Not a commute. And it's just easier to have 2 days of fun, and feel satisfied.
I'll give an unpopular opinion right now. It's not unpopular to us. I think Disneyland Resort is better than Walt Disney World. And it's simply based on the fact that just because you have more
doesn't necessarily
mean that you're better.
Yeah.
There's a lot more rides compacted into one park at Disneyland than there is in the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that both of our parks are within walking distance of each other.
Uh-huh.
And that our
And
downtown Disney, although flowed, is still within walking distance of that. And the hotels are walking
and that
distance
you
from
can
that.
walk from Tomorrowland to Frontierland without
Having to take a bus and a
needing a
monorail
nap in
and a
between.
Skyliner
Yeah.
and then a boat and then
hitchhike
hitch a ride
for
on-
20 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hitchhike and hop a ride on an alligator.
Yeah.
And then walk.
Yeah.
And then you're there.
Yeah.
No, and then if I want to, I could just go down to the IHOP across the street from Disneyland.
Yeah.
Go get myself a stack of pancakes and go back in for some fireworks.
Yep.
Something like that. I don't know. Not that I do that often. Usually when I'm in the park, I don't leave. But I could if I wanted to.
Yeah. And we've thought about this a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
We've gone back and forth.
We have.
There were times that we were like, Walt Disney World, 100%, hands down.
Yeah.
And I do think, and I will be 100% honest, that I think that we are biased because we've grown up with Disneyland, you know? There is a certain warmth that inherently comes with the park that we know and we love about it. We said from the very beginning, from going to Walt Disney World, and we've said it on the show multiple times, that Walt Disney World kind of feels cold.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel organic. It feels just very, much more corporate than Disneyland does.
Yeah.
I could kind of equate it to California Adventure. California Adventure feels a little bit corporate.
Yeah.
A little bit. But Disneyland doesn't.
No.
There's a lot of things about Disneyland to me that don't feel corporate.
Yeah.
That they're still able to escape.
Yeah,
that stuff.
I agree.
So, I mean, like, as an example, when we were changing Aaron in the baby changing area at Disneyland, or at California Adventure, the lady was telling us about the fact that Disneyland's changing area is grandfathered into all these rules and stuff, and they cannot change a single ounce of it. Because if they do, then they're going to have to rip everything out.
That's
so
why they have
everything
that
in
old...
that is all old school.
Yeah, that's why they had that old, like, faucet tub toilet-looking thing that was right there.
Yeah, that's been there since Disneyland opened.
Yeah, because it was, like, this weird thing from like, the 50s or 60s.
What was it for again?
It was, like, for washing cloth diapers or it was something.
Oh, yeah, it was
like
for washing
that.
cloth diapers.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah, I was like, this is too high to be a bidet.
Yeah,
it
was just right out there, you know, like it looked like a toilet type thing, but it was like right out there in the middle.
It was very odd.
But
see, for me, that's an example.
It's good to know that there's certain things that just cannot be changed. It's like in the rules.
Not like that's something that people care about, but still.
We care.
But that's But that's an example of what I'm talking about. Is there's a lot of things within Disneyland that probably we don't know about that literally cannot be changed, and keeping them in the old school way that it is makes it feel a lot more unique and different than building a park from the ground up with all the modern rules and regulations.
Yeah.
Not
with all
saying
the underground tunnels.
Yeah, all the utilidors. The utilidors.
Yeah. Every time I saw someone pushing a trash can in Walt Disney World, I was like, I'm not supposed to see you. I would get really mad.
Go in your tunnel where it's supposed to be.
I don't know why. It was like an irrational
Nikki got
anger.
like possessed by a demon every time she saw like a janitorial person walking by. What are you doing?
I was like, aren't there tunnels you're supposed to be in?
Well, it's just like Disneyland. We're walking through front like Tomorrowland, and we see someone like dressed up in like Frontierland costumes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
So anyway, next one. Getting rid of Great Movie Ride was the right thing to do. Same with Ellen. I'm sad they're both gone, but they needed to go.
I saw another unpopular opinion that literally said Great Movie Ride was the heart of the park and never should have been removed. Did you see that one?
Yeah, and I'm going to have to agree with the person that said it was the heart of the park.
I agree too.
I think it should have been removed. I think Ellen's Energy Adventure was very dated in not a good way.
I never saw it. I never saw it.
Well, I've watched a lot of ride-throughs and talked to a lot of people about the attraction itself. I feel like the Great Movie Ride was one of those attractions that could have lived on for a very long time. It could have aged gracefully if they decided to take care of it.
They could have updated it too. I mean, there's nothing that said, I don't know, maybe there's something that said, but like in my opinion, I think that you could have updated some scenes, added some new movies, put a Marvel movie in there or something, have Captain America hijack the car. Or just switch it up.
Because you don't need an animatronic.
Yeah. No, but literally, like someone dressed as Captain America.
They could have done a lot of things that could have
modernize
made it
the Great Movie Ride, and it could have fit perfectly.
They could have put, because a lot of the movies that were in there were obviously movies that were not older, but movies that were owned by MGM when MGM was part of the park at the time.
Also older movies.
Older movies, which is totally fine, but even if they needed to completely switch everything out to movies that they owned and they didn't have to license anything, they could have still done older films.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would want any of those films taken out. I don't think maybe a few of them I would be like, we could probably switch this out. But there was a lot of scenes in that ride that were actually really cool.
They were,
I don't
yeah.
think I would want to take out the Casablanca scene.
No,
I don't think
it's
I would
cool.
want to take out the Wizard of Oz scene. I don't think I would want to take out the Raiders of the Lost Ark scene.
Yeah.
The Singing in the Rain scene, the Mary Poppins scene. Like, all those are fantastic.
They were all great, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good scenes in there. But I do
Yeah,
agree with the person
yeah.
that says that they should not have taken it out. I completely 100% agree with that statement. Ellen can go take a hike, which she already did. So, okay. Nikki, it's your turn to start reading some unpopular opinions.
Okay. Oh gosh, I'm not wearing my glasses.
Where are my glasses? Oh my goodness.
Okay. Soarin' is just a slightly improved version of the Simpsons ride, and Flight of Passage a slightly improved version of that. Well, we haven't ridden Flight of Passage.
That confuses me because those are very different things.
Well, basically, this.
Like what?
Wait,
what
yeah, this
Simpsons is a motion simulator attraction. Soarin', I wouldn't even classify it as a motion simulator. It barely moves.
Yeah, and it's a different ride system.
You're basically watching a movie like you are in Simpsons.
Yeah.
But you're up high, and the whole point is just to feel like you're flying.
Soarin' is a whole different experience than
Yeah.
Simpsons. It's not an improvement over anything because they're different.
If anything, I would say that Flight of Passage is similar to Soarin' because of the giant dome, and you're supposed to be flying, but there's a lot more dynamics to it and what you're doing and technology that kind of goes into making you feel like you're flying and the movements and things like that.
Yeah.
That I would agree with, but I disagree with the Simpsons one majorly.
Yeah.
Those are not the same thing.
I agree. I feel like this person's just trolling
Probably.
because I can't take this. Should I read it anyway?
Does it include 4-letter words?
Like bad words?
Were you literally going through each word and counting the letters? Yes, bad words.
No,
Okay, go
no.
for
It just it's so. it just
It's so triggering.
no. It's so unbelievable. Like I can't believe anyone would
Say that.
would yeah
They might truly believe it.
maybe.
Which, by the way, if we disagree with you, you guys are like you. Everybody
It's
has
called
their,
it's called unpopular opinions for a reason.
Yes,
okay?
but everybody is more than welcome to have their own opinions,
Yeah.
even if we disagree with them.
I disagree.
We're not going to trash anyone's opinion.
I'm
We're
not
just going to say
trashing-
whether or not we disagree. I'm not
yeah.
saying you're doing that. I just want to make that clear so when this episode comes out, people are like, "Oh my God, Gabe, what are you doing?"
Okay. Okay, well, this person says that Stitch's great escape was a staple to the Magic Kingdom's success.
Ooh, that is.
And so was the Enchanted Tiki Room under new management.
Yeah, I feel like that person's
They're
trying
trolling.
really hard to get like
Yeah.
a churro thrown at their head.
I think they're trolling because they can't believe that.
They might.
I mean, they might.
They actually might.
They might. Okay. Well, you have a very cute picture of a dog on your as your profile.
Don't reveal who it is.
I'm not. I'm just saying. You can-
How many people have pictures of dogs as
If
as
people
their...
can read these themselves,
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
it's not secret. I'm
Still.
not in the messages. I'm in the main thread.
I wouldn't disagree with Stitch. I think Stitch was misunderstood to a certain extent. I think it could have been done better for sure.
It made me
but
so
I
unbelievably angry.
I
That's
do think it could have been done better. It could have been done better, but
was
I also
not-
think that it wasn't terrible.
but it
Not as bad
also
as
didn't.
everybody
But
makes
it
out to
also
be.
did not lead, but it wasn't a staple to the Magic Kingdom's success. I think the Magic Kingdom succeeded in spite of Stitch's great
You know what?
escape.
You're right. You're
Yes.
right. In spite.
In spite.
Stitch,
Okay.
you can't bring me down.
Oh. Here's another
This would
one.
make you sad.
Yeah, the Jungle Cruise is a gigantic waste of space in Disneyland and should be replaced with something better.
See, my feelings towards it, I don't know if that's me being nostalgic or if I'm trying not to be factual about it, because it isn't a huge people eater.
No, it could be replaced with something air quotes better, but should it? It could be, but should it be?
I don't think it should be.
It
It's
should
one of
not
those
be.
attractions that's a classic that you feel like is like a rite of passage.
Yeah. You
Not a
want
flight
to hear
of
the
passage,
cheesy
a
jokes.
rite of passage.
You parrot the cheesy jokes out. You know, I said a few of the cheesy jokes in work the other day because someone who doesn't even go to Disneyland made the joke about denial, you know? And so then me and another coworker just started spouting off, you know, Jungle Cruise jokes, you know, like, oh, take it for granted, you know, and all these. So it's just like it's ingrained in the Disney lovers, you know?
You know what one of my favorite jokes is?
Huh.
when you go right by the pile of skulls and you get to like the encampment area. The guy's like, okay, quiet everyone, I'm gonna try to translate. Nope, don't know what to say.
Yeah, my favorite. It's not a normal joke. It was our skipper going rogue one time. But
oh, I know what you're gonna say.
It was the skulls.
I was crying.
Yeah,
laughing.
it was the skulls. He looked at the pile of skulls and he's like, "Oh, that was my last tour group." And then he paused. And he's like, "Miss you." He just kept going.
I thought you were gonna talk about the ninja hippos.
No, you say that
Ninja
one.
hippos was funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
No, so as always, you go into the hippo pond, the hippo area, and they're like, okay, don't worry, like hippos are only dangerous, the whole spiel, like if they're blowing bubbles and wiggling in their ears. And then because they have to shoot the gun, like that is part of the thing, they have to shoot the gun.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, look at all the hippos are coming up to say hi. Oh no, ninja hippos! And he just starts shooting in the trees.
See, it's funny when they go rogue.
It's funny when they go around. Ninja hippos.
Ninja hippos.
Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
Are you skipping some?
No, I read it first.
Okay.
While Disney is technically...
Yeah, I know you read it first. Then did you skip it, or are you reading them and then you read it out loud?
I read them and I read them out loud.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Okay. While Disney is technically a better crafted park, I tend to have more fun at Universal due to crowds, cost, food, options, rides, etc.
I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I think that's a very
It's a valid
popular
opinion that a lot of people share. Yeah.
I think it's a popular opinion. I think it's a shared thought across the board most of the time.
With me, replace Universal with Knott's Berry Farm.
For California.
100% For Florida, replace it with Universal. Yeah.
Thumbs up from us. We agree.
I agree with this one. And I believe I commented on it on our last podcast.
Probably.
I think. They are specifically talking about Epcot, but I talked about California Adventure. Food and Wine Festival at Walt Disney World is one of the worst times to be at Epcot. The amount of vomit and drunkenness you see is not what Disney was supposed to be about. So they're looking at it from a belligerent guest's perspective. I look at it from California Adventure as like
just being
overcrowded, stress-inducing area. But yeah, but I do agree with this. We weren't there for Food and Wine, but I've heard lots of people talk about how schmammered people get nuts. Like
people get schmammered going like at Epcot
drinking around the world normally,
and
then Food and Wine just exacerbates the issue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like I've seen strings of conversation in like different Disney groups where people say that they leave with their kids before it gets dark. Because the crowds get too rowdy and drunk.
Oh, I was scared for a second.
Yeah, the vampires.
The Disney. What? That is not what I thought you were gonna say.
I thought that's where you were gonna go. Vampires.
Why would I go to vampires?
Because it's dark.
We're talking about theme parks.
Yeah, vampires. They like Disney too.
I don't know any vampires. You're weird.
Poor vampires can only go at night.
Next.
Okay. Disneyland Space Mountain has the great soundtrack, but Disney World has the better coaster.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's something that I can continually say.
But Disneyland has better ride vehicles.
There's a string of comments on that one, and somebody pointed out like, yeah, but at least we don't get like a back readjustment when we go on our ride, which is true.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the vehicles have a big part of that.
Yeah.
And I've made this joke on a show that shall not be named because I don't want to talk about it. But anyway, the music in the attraction at Walt Disney World sounds like it's coming out of a boombox that's just sitting in the middle of the ride.
Yeah.
Like, it gets louder as you get closer to the end of the attraction, as opposed to it being on board. Yes, we have the better soundtrack. I do think theirs feels like it's out of control and wild.
Yeah.
I wish there was a nice in-between. I really do.
Yeah. Just go to both parks and just...
Close my eyes and hope and pray.
The memories will fuse together in your brain. The memories will fuse together in your brain and make the perfect Space Mountain.
Also, their hyperspace tunnel, way better.
Oh, yeah. Way better.
Like, no joke
I
better.
agree.
Like, ours is sad.
Yeah.
Half the crap is broken.
You ready for another one?
Yeah.
Peter Pan isn't worth the wait. I agree.
At Walt Disney World or at Disneyland?
Well, they're both long, aren't they?
No, well, the thing is that the one at Disneyland, I would say that it's worth it now after the refurb.
Well, okay. I would say
The last time I heard, the one
would
at Walt Disney World was
Needs a
not
refurb?
doing so great.
Okay, I would say Walt Disney World for sure, yes. I would say Disneyland, go at opening.
Yeah, 100%. And then you won't have to wait in the line.
Because even with the cool refurb, I won't wait 90 minutes for it.
No.
Yeah, so it is not worth the wait.
Yes. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm smart and logical.
Next. Walt Disney World at Christmas is actually not worth going because of the crazy crowds.
I mean, honestly, it's cool to see the castle lit up, but I agree. The crowds are too much.
I would agree as well.
Disneyland and Walt Disney World.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
agree. Just go in January. No,
Yeah.
don't go in January. Go in November.
Go in November.
Go in
yeah.
November before Christmas.
November's
If you
better.
go in January, people are spending their Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
It's going to be crowded as crap. Universal's Fantastic World theme park won't topple Disney from the top in Orlando. I don't think it'll topple Disney from the top, but I do think it will create some buzz that Disney will have to do something about.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it won't hurt it.
I don't think Fantastic Worlds is ever going to be created in order to topple Disney from the top. And I never thought that was the decision
Yeah.
behind creating it. I always thought that it was just always keeping the fire under Disney's
Yeah,
butt.
it's healthy competition to
Yeah.
keep both parks.
It's very hard to catch up with Disney and where they're at.
Yeah.
You know, and how much development they've done and how many parks they have, how many water parks they have. There's just so much going on there that it's very hard to catch up. But is that saying that they'll never catch up? By no means doesn't mean that. They will at some point, or they might at some point.
Or at some point, Disney will own the world.
They bought the White House.
They're
no.
buying up stuff left and right.
They are.
They are.
I'm scared. Journey into Imagination with Figment is a top 3 ride in Future World. Well, I would agree because I
Yeah,
love
you
Figment.
love it, yeah.
Figment's amazing.
It's a fun ride.
Fast passes were the worst idea ever. I disagree.
I disagree.
I do think that they cause a lot of issues.
But if you utilize them properly, then you shouldn't have an issue with them.
Treat the system fairly.
We utilize the fast passes, so we don't hate them. So all you haters out there, get on board. That's all I can say.
Haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate,
Yo.
and we
Golden.
will continue riding the rides before you.
Yep. Magic Kingdom is the weakest park. I think Epcot is worse.
Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios is the weakest park. Maybe after Star Wars it won't be, but right now it is.
Yeah, there's not a lot going on there. I would agree with your statement.
Yeah.
City Walk is better than Disney Springs. I'm assuming he's talking about City Walk at Universal Orlando.
Yeah. No, Disney Springs is better in my opinion.
Because they have Jacques Lindsay's.
Yeah.
And they have a couple other things that I really like.
They just have more.
They do have more.
Yeah.
I mean, they have unique options at City Walk, which is
But
nice.
City Walk just it's a
small.
lot of it
is small.
It's spatially there's a lot of space, but there's not that much. Like there's like 2 souvenir shops, there's a lot of food and drink places, and there's mini golf
And mini golf is kind of cool. And a movie theater.
and a movie theater. But Disney.
I mean, there's
Springs
a
has
lot of
movie theater,
restaurants,
too.
but I do agree with you. I do think that Disney Springs is better
Yeah.
as a whole. Let's see. Animal Kingdom is the second best park out of the 4 Walt Disney World parks.
Yeah.
What is the first best one?
I'm assuming,
They didn't say.
I'm assuming Magic Kingdom.
I honestly think it's the best one out of the 4. We said that earlier, though. Maybe not unpopular, but getting rid of Beetlejuice to make way for Fast and Furious Supercharged was the worst idea ever. Yeah, I don't think anybody thinks that was a good idea.
Yeah.
They
Fast
shoulda
and
just-
Furious Supercharged.
they
needs
shoulda
to
just
not
added-
exist.
The characters from Fast and Furious into the Beetlejuice show.
I feel like my unpopular opinion has already been said so many times. It's like I'm just beating a dead horse if I say it again.
Beat a dead horse. Beat a dead horse.
That I hate the direction the tram tour is going.
No one brought that up.
No, I'm not saying it's been beaten to death by other people. By me personally,
Oh.
I called it an abomination. Gabe.
Oh God, yeah, I remember that.
That is my unpopular opinion. It is slowly, painfully losing its charm and heart and becoming an abomination.
Here she goes again.
Don't add one more tunnel or screen
Buckle in,
to the
people.
tram
It's gonna be a
tour.
bumpy ride.
If they add one more screen, I will continue riding, but I will be very angry about it.
Everybody will at once hear a very high-pitched noise when it's announced. That high-pitched noise is the steam coming from Nicky Theaters. Epcot is not really cool. I disagree. Epcot's awesome.
Yeah. But that's okay.
Love
That's your
Spaceship
opinion.
Earth. Someone commented on that saying, kick a brother while he's down, why don't you? Eating on property is a waste of time and money, and the food isn't that good. Where are you eating then?
I think if you don't eat wisely on property, then yeah, that's
If you're getting hamburgers, hot dogs, and burritos and crap.
If you get the meal plan, I think that you can eat wisely and semi-frugally. I mean, you could pack a lunch every day, but who has the time?
I do think that like Epcot and Animal Kingdom have a wider selection of interesting foods.
And you have to do your research. Like you
100%. I did my research.
You researched the great places to eat, and we found them. If you just eat at whatever first cart, or stand quick service place you find, yeah, you're gonna get the crappy food. You have to research the good places, the place that they put their time into making a good menu, and eat there.
Exactly, 100%. There's some really funny strings on this post. Spirit jerseys are overrated. Well, yeah.
Yes, they are.
Don't disagree.
I do like the tiki room ones, the green ones.
They're fun.
Yeah.
So this one might make some people mad over at UUOP. We'll see what they say. HHN pizza fries are not as good as advertised. Oh, shots fired!
I've never had them, so I can't comment.
We didn't have them when we were there.
No.
I don't know why we didn't have them. I knew they were a big deal. I should have pushed us.
I didn't
out
know
of
they
the
were
way.
a big deal.
Yeah, I mean,
That was a complete faux pas on your part.
What, that I didn't tell you about it?
Yes, you denied me pizza fries.
I didn't deny you pizza fries purposefully.
You denied me pizza fries by not letting me know they existed.
Well, we're gonna go get a couple years or
If
something,
you said, "Hey, Nikki, pizza fries exist," I'd be like, "What?"
We were too busy getting drinks. Remember the drinks that were mixing together?
I actually, unpopular opinion, I didn't like that at all.
What?
I didn't like that drink.
I don't know if a lot of people who shared their opinion on that, so I wouldn't even be able to classify it as an unpopular. So, who knows? Let's see. Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts is a bad ride. I don't necessarily disagree.
I disagree.
It's kind of in the middle for me.
I disagree.
Sort of.
I disagree.
Yeah, but your opinion's wrong.
That's fine.
I think Ariel's Undersea Adventure at Magic Kingdom is the best ride in Fantasyland, way better than Peter Pan's Flight. I think it's better than Peter Pan's Flight. I do think it is.
Is it the same one that we have? Ish?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. It's a fun ride. It's fine.
Theirs is themed way better,
Yeah.
in my opinion. I mean,
I think ours. I have a few problems with ours.
what are your few problems?
Is it the same storyline over
Yeah.
there? It
So you mean the flappy skin on Ariel when she moves around, like you see, like next?
Well, okay. Well, my initial really big pet peeve was the hair. Their hair was awful, and then they fixed the hair.
Oh, you're talking about the
ice cream
cone hair?
Yeah, Ariel's ice cream cone hair. But then also for all of the above sea characters, they had these fake plastic hair. But then they switched it to real-ish looking hair. But my biggest problem is that it's like story. It's like the same problem with all of my Fantasyland rides. It's like story going along, and then boom, end. It's like they cut out everything. It's like it goes straight from kiss the girl to, oh, they're married. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's a pretty big issue.
Yeah, that bothers me.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fair point.
Yeah, I feel like Peter Pan is better story-wise in the ride.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Epcot City would have been sold off by now and would today be full of vape and phone case shops.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
Fast passes were never necessary. True. Spaceship Earth was never a good name for an attraction since day one. I disagree.
It's kind of a confusing name.
Spaceship Earth?
Yeah.
There's a reason behind it in the story.
That's true.
Like, if you go on the ride, there's a reason behind the name.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Yeah, you go on it to find out. Fort Wilderness is one of the truest Disney World experiences. We didn't go there, so it's hard for me to say that or not.
Yeah.
What were we going to say?
Is it Spaceship Earth as much as, like, Time Machine Earth?
It's Spaceship Earth for a reason. They talk about it in the ride. I don't know well enough to quote it.
I forgot.
But they, at the end of the ride, they're like, they talk about Spaceship Earth for a reason. Let's see. I'm gonna skip over a few because we are running an hour on this podcast.
But if you see any good ones, don't skip.
Big Thunder Mountain is overrated. Oh man,
I neither agree or disagree.
I'm struggling on this one.
I'm just kind of indifferent. I like the goat.
I was literally about to say I love the goat, but it's not the goat.
It's like
not
the
goat.
You go on it. You go on it because it's there and it's just what you always do and it's a classic. And that's why you go on it. But do I go on it because it's a great thrill ride? Do I always go to that last like incline and then get disappointed when it's not a drop?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
And then it just goes slow.
Yes.
Slowly dips you out and then finally you leave.
Yeah, so I do get disappointed.
Oh, Nikki, one's about to set you off.
What?
This one's, I think, above and beyond anything that's on any of these comments, this one is going to be the one that you're going to get mad about.
I'm scared. Tell me.
I can't do it without laughing because I know you're going to get upset.
Do you want me to read it?
You're going to read it and not say anything and just gasp. Mickey pretzels are no better than the frozen pretzels you get at the grocery store.
It's just...
Nikki's so sad.
It's a lie.
She's so sad.
It's a lie.
Oh God, it's so funny.
They're delicious and wonderful, and you know what? It is better because it is shaped like Mickey.
Is it?
It is. And do you know what?
Can you hear the pain in Nikki's voice?
Do you want to know? Do you know what really causes the pain in my voice?
What?
Is that Disney chooses that I should not eat a Mickey pretzel before 10 or 11 in the day.
Oh, that is another problem.
If I want a pretzel at 8 in the morning, you better have a pretzel stand open at 8 in the morning.
Like, nothing's open except for shirts and coffee.
There's literally nothing food vendor-wise open till like 11.
Yeah, like churros, pretzels, turkey legs, chimichangas, like all the typical stuff that you'd find doesn't open until 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Or popcorn. Even popcorn.
Yeah.
You would have to go into a restaurant in
If
order
I
to get
want
some.
a pretzel at 8:30, then I don't see why that's an issue.
This is where dreams come true.
Give me a pretzel. That's all I wanted when I was pregnant.
I knew that one was going to really bother you.
Yeah. They're delicious.
Jaws was the most overrated ride to ever exist. I disagree.
Yeah.
Hard.
There's plenty of more overrated rides.
I like how this one, they just put facts. Like, these are true.
These are facts.
Seven Seeds Food Festival at SeaWorld is better than Epcot's Food and Wine Festival. I've heard that from multiple people.
Yeah. Weren't we there for part of the Seven Seas Food?
Yeah, we were in San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego
Yeah,
one.
but they have one in Orlando as well, yeah.
The
And I've heard
Orlando
that from
one's probably
multiple
better.
people. I mean, we haven't really been to either one of them, so I mean, it's hard for us to distinguish it. But I have heard that from multiple people.
I'd go and check it out.
Oh yeah, I would too. Busch Gardens Zambia Steak Smokehouse is the best quick service restaurant at any theme park. Smokehouse sounds pretty dang
Does
good.
sound good.
But we also went to Flame Tree Barbecue in Animal Kingdom, and that was amazeballs.
That was very good.
But we also went to a lot of places that we actually were pretty impressed by during our trip.
Because you did your research.
Did my research. Don't know what these acronyms stand for. SWBG have better... SeaWorld Busch Gardens have better pass holder perks than Disney or Universal.
They might.
They might very well. Test Track 2.0 is pretty good. I don't know. I like the old one better. I like the old one significantly better. Like, I love the idea of going through the testing cycles traditionally as opposed to, like, Tron Test Track. Testron. Tron Track. One of them. Dinosaur is the best ride at Disney's Animal Kingdom because it's nonstop and makes use of animatronics very well.
It's really fun.
It's a very fun
Yeah.
ride, but it's also because it's Indiana Jones.
It is Indiana Jones.
Just because it's Indiana Jones doesn't make it the best ride, though. It
But
can't
that's
be.
not-
It can't be its own good ride.
That's not why they're saying it's the best ride.
No, they're saying it's nonstop and it makes use of animatronics.
Yeah.
It's Indiana Jones with dinosaurs.
So it can't
If
be
it
the
w-
best
if-
ride because it's the same track as Indiana Jones?
Yep. Can't be unique. Can't be different.
That's unfair.
That's not unfair.
That's unfair. It's completely...
How is
it's-
that unfair?
Because you're taking away from all of the animatronic and other aspects of it and just saying that it cannot be a good ride or the best ride because it's the same track as Indiana Jones.
Because it's true.
No, you're just saying it can't be the best ride because Indiana Jones is the best ride in your opinion.
Because it is.
Continue.
Is an unpopular opinion. I think this person is questioning whether or not it is. It's a Small World is the worst ride ever.
It's pretty bad. Even Aaron...
It's pretty
Even Aaron
gnarly.
didn't like
I don't think it's the worst ride ever, but I
Yeah.
think it's pretty gnarly.
I like it at Christmas time.
What's a ride that you hate more than It's a Small World?
At Disneyland?
Anywhere. It just says worst ride ever. I'm trying to think of a ride that I hate more.
Oh, you
Mi-
hate Minions.
Minion Mayhem.
Yeah, you
I
hate
hate
Minion
that
Mayhem.
stupid thing. How dare you?
I
How dare you?
don't know. I don't know if I hate any ride. I mean, there's rides that I dislike for different reasons. I hate... What's the one at Universal that you had to pick your own song?
Oh, Rip Ride Rocket.
I hate Rip Ride Rocket. Rip Ride Rocket is...
But also because you have a problem making decisions, and that's literally a ticking time bomb.
It's stressful.
Strapped to your waist.
It's a stressful headache ride. So yeah.
I disagree.
That's fine. That's my unpopular opinion. I hate Rip Ride Rocket.
I think a lot of people dislike Rip Ride Rocket.
Oh, there you go. I'm not alone.
Lines are for the weak. That's how I read that. It literally just
That's
says
all
lines
it
are for the
says?
weak. Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe they like Fast Pass.
Lines are for the weak.
Lines are for the... Okay.
Why are you reading it so slowly?
Because I was trying to see where you left off so I knew where to pick up
Oh,
with the
gotcha.
unpopular opinions. Alton Towers is massively overrated.
Lee, is this true? I know you've been to Alton Towers.
Yeah, Lee, let us know.
Let us know. Lee and Tracy, let us know if that's true.
I think it's fine. I mean,
From what you've
my
seen?
my cousin really liked it.
Oh yeah, they love
But he's a
Alton Towers.
teenager.
True.
I mean, I'm
Teenagers
sure,
love
I'm sure
anything
teenagers going with a
crazy.
bunch of their friends are going to like any theme park they go to.
True.
Volcano Bay is just terrible, and I miss Mickey's Toontown at Walt Disney World.
This is a rough one.
I'm sorry about Toontown
Yeah.
and Volcano Bay.
I don't think it's as bad.
I think you could have fun if your expectations are normal.
Yeah, if they're tempered.
Yeah. Animal Kingdom is boring. I only visit Universal for Wizarding World. American Pavilion is a snooze. Radiator Springs Racers is better than Test Track.
I agree with the last thing.
Test Track goes a little faster, but Radiator Springs Racers is a better ride.
It's so much more.
Yeah.
There's so much more to it.
Yeah.
I disagree that American Pavilion is a snooze fest. Excuse me, the American Adventure brought tears to my eyes.
It's amazing, and like the singers, the a cappella singers down
Oh
below.
yeah,
while you're waiting.
the Voices,
The Voices
of Liberty.
of Liberty.
Is that what they are?
That's
The
one of my
Voices of
favorite
Liberty?
things in Walt Disney World.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I love the Voices of
It was
Liberty.
so good.
Yeah.
What were the other ones in that?
Animal Kingdom is boring, and they only visit
Disagree.
Universal for Wizarding World.
Disagree with all of that.
I disagree. There's a lot more to Universal than Wizarding World. Yes, it is a big draw. I love it. But I did venture outside of Wizarding World.
You literally were like, they were dragging you by your feet through Seuss Landing, and your nails were dragging on the cobblestone like a horror movie.
No, I ventured outside, and
But you were
except
screaming and
for
crying.
Rip Ride Rocket Hell, I had a fun time.
She just was like digging her hands, and then all of a sudden she grabs her wand,
I
and
had
she gets just screaming Avada Kedavra at her friends,
No,
like
I
trying to
had
get
to
them to go away.
I had to go on E.T. Men in Black was one of my favorite
Men in
things.
Black is incredible.
Yeah, Men in Black was right up there with Wizarding World for me. It
Who knew that would have happened?
was so much fun.
Yeah.
Mission Breakout is better than Tower of Terror.
Which Tower of Terror are we talking about? Because I'm having a hard... No.
I'm assuming for the sake of just keeping us sane, let's assume that they mean California Adventure Tower.
Then 100% yes.
Yes.
Please, I want to stay sane. I can't have my mind go to that place.
Yeah. Animal Kingdom is not hotter than all the other parks. Regular Haunted Mansion in Walt Disney World is better than Disneyland's. Sunny Eclipse is awesome.
What does he mean by hotter?
Better, maybe.
Better.
Yeah. I kind of agree.
What was the statement again?
Animal Kingdom is not hotter.
Not better.
Better than all the other parks. I
disagree.
I think it's a great park. I don't think it's better than all the other parks. I think it's better. I think it's better.
No.
I think it's better than
the other three.
Than the studios.
Do you think it's better than Magic Kingdom?
I don't think it's better than Magic Kingdom.
We said this earlier. Am I going to contradict myself?
Well, you already did contradict yourself.
I did? How did I contradict myself?
Yeah, because I said that I thought that Animal Kingdom was better than Epcot. Technically a better park than Epcot and Universal and Hollywood Studios, but
and
not Magic Kingdom. And you agreed with me. But then later on you said that it was better than Magic Kingdom.
I must have just changed my mind.
That's fine. So I kind of disagree with that one. I agree. Okay, I love the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland. It's the classic. It's the first. It's the original. There are aspects of the Walt Disney World Haunted Mansion that I like better.
There are a lot of things that I wish we could just mash up.
Yeah.
I like how we get to walk through our corridors with the paintings.
Uh-huh.
And you get to see the moving faces while you're walking.
Yeah.
I like how they have the MC Escher stairs and then also
stairs.
the wallpaper. I love all of that. I love the soundscape in the elevator scene.
I love the queue outside, like through the graveyard. I love
and
that.
And the interactive stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of old school things within that ride that I think could do well with, an updated version.
Yeah.
I absolutely despise the digital Hitchhiking Ghost
stand.
You
didn't like
I despise it. And then on top of that, we have Hatbox Ghost.
Yeah, we have Hatbox Ghost.
So.
And Sunny Eclipse is awesome. There you go.
I'm indifferent on Sunny Eclipse. I remember sitting down watching him.
It was fun.
I was like, we have to watch Sunny Eclipse.
It was like
minutes.
obligatory. We had to. Navi River Journey is better than Flight of Passage.
I've heard a lot of people say this.
A lot of people have said it.
We haven't been on them, so I can't really say it.
Yeah.
But I know that Navi River Journey isn't anything special. It's just a scenic boat ride where you get to look at things. It's not a thrill ride. There's no drops. There's no nothing. It's just chill out mode.
We're not going to agree with this next one almost at all.
Really?
Okay. Number 1. Port Orleans is the worst resort on property.
Oh my goodness, 100%.
That's where we stayed for a honeymoon, and we loved it.
We absolutely loved it.
Number 2.
We visited French Quarter, and I was like, I don't think
we did not like French Quarter.
I don't think I would like French Quarter.
Yeah, we didn't like Contemporary.
No, I did. I really didn't like Contemporary. Grand Floridian. Really liked it.
Was nice.
And Polynesian. Really
I would next time I would want to stay at the Polynesian, I think.
So that person is saying that Art of Animation in all the all-star hotels are better?
Apparently. Okay, number 2. Soarin' is overrated. I like it.
I think it's overrated, but I still love it.
Yeah, okay, I agree. Yes, it's probably a little overrated.
If we see it at a 45-minute wait, we're like,
we're gonna go.
Yeah, no, a 45-minute wait?
minute, no.
Yeah, hell no.
but if we have a fast pass, we'll go on.
Yeah.
I like Soarin' over California better than Soarin' over the world.
Oh, way better.
Number 3, Disneyland's Haunted Mansion is overrated. Disagree. But
majorly disagree.
But you are allowed to have your opinion. Number 4, Animal Kingdom is the worst park.
Definitely
disagree.
Definitely disagree.
Yeah, but you are allowed to have your opinion. Let's see. There's a string of comments. Okay, this is probably going to be mega unpopular opinion. Here
brace
goes.
yourselves.
So, yeah,
brace
and
yourselves.
they have 5.
Oh my God!
Beauty and the Beast is the worst show at Walt Disney World.
We didn't get to see it.
We didn't get to see. I saw it the time before.
Was it good?
It was okay.
So we agree.
Yeah. Indiana Jones stunt show is overrated.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth now and don't talk.
I thought it was a okay show. I didn't like, and I get why it was like this whole like pause, reset the scene, like like they're filming something.
Because that's what the park was.
That's not what I
time.
expected. So
I wasn't expecting it either.
So I was a little disappointed.
You thought it was literally just going to be played out, like
Yeah.
to just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see the disappointment there.
Yeah. Studios is the best park. Disagree.
I know a lot of people who truly believe that though. Like Brad
Yeah.
Hughes from one of the other podcasts, one of our friends of the show, he believes that the studios is the best park.
I mean,
Fuse with
everyone-
Hughes. There you go.
everyone has their
I don't
own
know how I
opinion.
forgot the name of his show. It's
Yeah.
literally his last name, Fuse with Hughes. Make sure you check out the show. He talks a lot about Star Wars too. Huge Star Wars nerd. So.
Probably really excited about Studios now then.
Oh yeah.
Flight of Passage is awful. Yeah.
I know a
Your
lot
opinion?
of I know a lot of people who say that it's not good.
I know a lot of people that love it. I know a lot of people that don't like it. So
Yeah, but I've never heard anybody saying it was awful.
Yeah, people just say it's overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. River Country was the best water park.
Oh, yeah, that's the one that they're demolishing currently.
Yeah. Last one.
That's the very last one?
This one is the last one. Mickey premium bars are the worst product of ice cream Disney has to offer. Dole Whips are easily the best. It's not an unpopular opinion, but it's obvious. Dole Whips are the best. The Mickey bars are fine. They're a nice treat, but they're so frozen.
Yeah,
you have to wait 3 hours to eat it. That's why I never buy them.
That's what it's like.
I never buy anything from those carts because it's
Dry ice just keeps them so cold.
It's so tedious.
Did I
It's
tell you
like,
about the time I bought
I
one
end
of
up
them?
trying to chip my tooth because I want to eat it so fast.
Did I tell you about the time I bought one of them and I tried to take it out and I slipped and I dropped it and it like shattered. It shattered like glass on the
Did they
floor.
give you a new one?
I don't remember.
They should.
I think I just never asked because I assumed they would tell me no.
Aw.
It's just like, ting!
Go up and be like, excuse me, my ice cream shattered into a million shards. I would like a new one.
A million little ice cream
What could they
pieces.
say to that? It'd be like, if it just plopped on the ground, I'd pick it up and keep eating it, but I literally can't.
It
Like,
shattered into a million pieces.
you should have tried.
Should have.
Okay.
Anyway, that brings us to the end of the episode. Thank you, everybody who commented on our Twitter post.
I liked the Twitter interaction, like the ideas from other people.
Yeah,
you know?
no, it's fun to get other
Yeah.
people's opinions because if it's our unpopular opinions, it's gonna get boring.
Yeah, like I just parroted the ones that I've already said on the show. You didn't say any.
Can't think of any unpopular opinions like of my own.
No?
Like, I really can't think of
You just
any.
love everything.
No, it's not that I love anything,
You just-
or that I agree with mostly the status quo of most
Well,
things.
apparently you agree with the status quo.
Oh man, I can't think of a single like.
You're so basic.
I'm not basic. I just can't think of something that like is an unpopular opinion. Like I genuinely can't think of one.
Well, it's unpopular to me that you like
Good try.
that. No,
Good try.
it's unpopular to me that you prefer the one Harry Potter ride over the other Harry Potter ride.
I think the Forbidden Journey is
Forbidden
a far
Journey is-
superior
yeah.
attraction compared to Escape from Gringotts.
Yeah, that's unpopular
Yeah,
to me.
that's
That could
unpopular
be-
to you,
that
but
could be
not to the majority
unpopular-
of people.
That could be unpopular to some other people.
Mm,
Maybe.
mm.
Well, anyway.
I don't know. I guess an unpopular opinion of mine would be that I think that Lost Continent is a waste of space.
What?
I like a lot of the stuff that's in it, but to me, like, I feel like the space could be better utilized.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make Tracy really mad right now. I'm gonna make her really mad right now.
We're ending our partnership.
Ending our partner. They're literally gonna just call me and be like, "We quit." Just hang up.
You're dead to my.
They're
You're
dead to me. I really like Seuss Landing, and I think it's a really unique area of the park.
Yeah.
I hear Tracy yelling at me already. I think it's a unique area of the park, and I like that it's like the kids section. I think it needs a refreshment because it never looks good.
Yeah.
It never looked good to me. Like I love Port of Entry, but then between Port of Entry and the Wizarding World, to me, is just this gigantic gap. I know that one of the comments I think we might have skipped it is the fact that the ride, I forgot the name of the ride, but there's the ride in Seuss Landing. They think it's the best ride in Orlando. So I don't know. I don't have like a personal attachment to either of those lands. I don't have an attachment to Dr. Seuss in general.
Yeah.
I
Just
feel
the
like
Lorax.
that land could probably be better utilized.
The Lorax section made me smile. But when we did walk through Seuss Landing, I did notice that everything felt very dull. Like it hasn't had a paint job in 10 years.
Yeah. But that was also 2 years ago. So almost 3 years ago now at this point. So I don't know if it's changed.
Those two.
Almost
2 years
3 years ago now.
No, two.
No, because last year was our year. Was it really?
Yeah, it wasn't last October. It was the October before.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So
2
it's
years
only
ago.
been a year and a half.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, it could be an unpopular opinion. I remember going through Seuss Landing. We stopped to take pictures of all the characters dancing. Remember, I was like, half these people dancing feel like they really don't want to.
Yeah, and I was just looking at the Lorax stuff because I love the Lorax.
Yes, you do.
My favorite Dr. Seuss book.
But I guess that could be an unpopular opinion. It definitely is with Tracy. I'm sorry, Tracy. I'm sorry. Anyway, moving on. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into this week's episode. Hopefully, you guys were able to incorporate your thoughts and opinions into this show by commenting on social media. And if you guys want to look at our social media, because we probably will do this a little bit more often to get, like, answers from people and opinions and thoughts and things like that so that we can kind of incorporate your guys' what?
We should do a haunt one.
A haunt, unpopular opinions haunt version?
Yeah.
That's not a bad one. I like that. If you guys want to make sure you follow us, you should, just in case we do another one of these. It sounds like we're planning one maybe for the future, so that you guys could incorporate your thoughts and participate with us and have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
So make sure you do go follow us on social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. All you have to do is search Theme Park Duo. If you haven't already, make sure you head on over to iTunes. Leave us a 5-star written review. We give you a shout out here on the show. We haven't got one in a while, and we're getting real sad.
Oh, send one, please. Also, send emails. For no particular reason. Just say
hello.
hi. Just say hi.
Where can I send emails, Nikki?
themeparkduo@gmail.com.
Yep. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning into this week's episode. And always remember, there's always a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. See ya.
Thanks for riding with the Theme Park Duo. Make sure to gather all your belongings before the end of the podcast. Bye-bye.